Right, so this is the new Davey vintage fuzz pedal. It's based very closely on the old vintage sort of fuzz-based style pedals, but it has a few changes just to make it better for kind of lead guitar and sort of heavy riffs. So it's got a few little changes that help. One of the main things is it has a lot of low end, where some fuzzes can be a little bit sound like a sort of a fly trapped in a bottle. This is a much fatter, you'll hear it in a minute, sort of a much fatter, fuller sound. The other thing is there's two main types of transistors used in old vintage fuzzes, and they are the AC128s and the NKT275s, and they both have sort of slightly different sounds, but they're both germanium transistors, and they have very cool different sounds. So in this fuzz I decided to basically have both in there. So these switches allow you to switch between the AC128s on this side and the NKTs on this side. I find the AC128s have a sort of softer, slightly lower gain sound, and so it's the sort of older style blues licks and riffs. I think it suits really well, and the NKTs are a little bit more aggressive, but you can switch between them. So these are basically, there's two transistors in the circuit. There's the first one, your guitar basically goes straight into this one, and then from this transistor in the circuit it goes into this one, so you can mix them up. So you can either have two AC128s, you can have the NKT into the AC128, or you can have the 128 into the NKT, or both NKTs into NKTs, and this gives you sort of a really wide variety of sounds. The sounds aren't radically different, they're subtle things, but different players are going to sort of pick up on the subtle things they like, suit certain riffs, and certain playing styles. The volume, of course, is just a volume control, believe it or not. The fuzz gives you a really full range, so with the fuzz right down, there's still quite a lot of clarity in the guitar sound. And with the fuzz wound up to full, it's full on sort of Jimi Hendrix style, full on fuzz. It's got a nice bright LED, which really helps if it's a very brightly lit stage or a concert during the day. It's easy to see if it's on. So this pedal is true bypass, and it's 100% hand wired. So every component is point-to-point soldered in place. This makes it potentially a lot stronger than a pedal that uses circuit boards. And the other thing is the components are much more spread out. And in a sensitive pedal like the fuzz bass, this can actually really help the sound just be a little clearer. So let's listen to some samples. Cool. So I'll play a couple of things. I'll sort of play a couple of riffs with this fuzz off, and then I'll turn it back on so you can hear the difference it makes to the sound. Fuzzes sound better when you put them into a slightly overdriven amp, so it just gives us a sort of smoother sound, but obviously if you put it into a cleaner amp, it'll certainly give you a little bit more of a fuzz quality to it. Okay, let's listen to a few samples. roll the guitar volume, the volume control on the guitar down a little bit, you get a kind of almost like a brighter sound. I'll do it on this one. Yeah, and then right at the end of that, I just sort of turn the volume back on full. If you turn the volume right down, it actually cleans up, creates a really nice clean sound actually. Okay, let's try a couple of samples from a humbucker from a Gibson. This is actually coming from a Flying V. But as you can hear, it's still the clarity of the guitar still comes through. Have a quick listen. Well, as you can hear, that the clarity of the guitar with this circuit still comes through. I know some fuzz pedals can sort of completely mush up a guitar sound, but with this one, because it's kind of designed for lead guitar, you can still hear the sort of the clarity and even brightness of the strings coming through. And this really helps for lead, just to give it a little definition, so the notes sort of cut through and makes it a little bit more playable. Cool. So if you're interested, check out the website kingtoneguitar.com and yeah, try one out. Cool. Thanks a lot.